Okay, welcome back to a new video on the FORTRAN programming language. Now in this video we are going to be looking at variables and assignment statements. If you recall in the last video, if you've gone through it, we talked about arithmetic operators. Okay, the basic operators we have. There are different classes of operators. But in the last video we talked about the arithmetic operators. Where we talk about addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and exponentiation. These are the basic operations we have when it comes to arithmetic. So in this video we are going to be looking at variables and also another class of operator. In this case we call it the assignment operator. We are going to start with the assignment operator and then we'll look at variables. Okay, we'll just look at them alongside. So first, what's assignment operator? Assignment operator is basically what we see every time in mathematics and in a whole lot of things. We try to assign some values to some other things. We say, okay, let's assume this guy's age is 20. Okay, or let's take it that this should just hold this value. This should be the person's name, and the rest of that. Those are what you call assignment operator. So in assignment operator, the general expression we have is something like this. Here we have what we call a variable name. Okay, so we have a variable name here, which we are going to talk about later on, what we actually mean by variable name. So we have a variable name here, and here we have some expression. Okay, that expression could be a mathematical expression, it could be a whole lot of things. That's what the expression is. But in this video we are going to look at we are going to assume that the expression we have there, they are basically arithmetic operators, mathematical expressions. So the first example we have is you having something like this: age equal to 12. Now in age equal to 12, automatically age becomes the expression. 12 becomes the expression and age becomes the variable name. Or if I have a equal to 10, in this case this is the expression, this is the variable name. So you get the gist. Generally expressions, they lie on the right hand side, while variable names must always lie on the left hand side. Now one thing you have to note about variable naming is this: whenever you have an expression, one thing to know about assignment operator is this: whenever you have an expression of this nature, what you're basically doing, you're saying what is on the right hand side is being assigned to what is on the left hand side. So you're saying let 12 be assigned to age. Here you're saying let 10.5 be assigned to A. Let 4 be assigned to C. Okay, I'm trying to emphasize on this because later on we'll come to relational operators. You're going to see something different. So here you're not saying A is equal to 4, even if that's what we say every time, A is equal to 4. Yes, that's cool, but in real sense you're saying let the value 4 be assigned to C, let the value 10.5 be assigned to A, let the value -1 be assigned to B, let the value 12 be assigned to age. That is basically what the computer program sees it as. Okay, so it is impossible for you to have something like this: 12 being equal to age. We know that in mathematics, don't mind what I'm doing, we know that in mathematics this is possible. You can have according to what they call the symmetric operator or relation, that if A is equal to B, then B is also equal to A. But in programming that's not the case. If 12 is assigned to age, then you can't assign age to 12. It's not possible. Okay, we are going to see where that possibility, that symmetric operator, is actually possible. It's when we come to arithmetic operators. So these are what you call assignment statements. So assignment statement, they always have two parts. They have the variable and then they have the expression. Then this thing you have in the middle, it's what you refer to as the assignment operator. So the assignment operator is this single equal to sign. That's what you call the assignment operator. So it is used to assign expressions to variables. So when you assign expression to variables, it's let's see an example. Like for example in math we have this popular formula that you have in a quadratic equation. It's called the discriminant of a quadratic equation. You have discriminant, let's say d, or I call it d square, is equal to b square minus 4ac. In this case you can turn it around. Okay, you can say this means that b square minus 4ac is equal to dx. Once you do that, mathematics is valid. But when it comes to programming, that is not valid. it must be the variable on the left hand side, the expression on the right hand side. So unlike math, where you can tweak this now and you can say, okay, let b squared minus 4ac be on the left hand side and let this be on the right hand side, which all mathematicians will accept, but programmers will not accept that. So for programmers, this is always going to be the way: expression on the right hand side, variables on the right hand side. But if you transform this to FORTRAN, this is what you're going to get. You have this equal to b asterisk 2 minus 4 times a times c. So you can see b squared, we are saying it is b asterisk 2, which means b raised to the power of 2 minus 4 times a times c. Now if you don't want to say this is b asterisk 2, you can simply say it is b asterisk b. It is also valid. Both of them are correct. In fact, this occupies less space compared to this one, because you can see this is about taking 4 characters, this taking just 3 characters, which is actually better for power of 2. But once it goes beyond power of 2, you have no option than to resort to this, instead of you having b times b for power of 3. So it's better you just say b asterisk 3, which is actually going to make sense. Okay, so that's it for the assignment statement and the assignment operator. So this symbol, this little thing we have here, that's what you call the assignment operator. So now when you're naming variable, we've used a couple of variables here. Age is a variable, a is a variable, b is a variable, c is a variable, dix is also a variable. All of these are variables, but you don't just name variables. For you to name variables, there's a rule for you to name a variable, or for you to name variables. So we need to know those rules, because if you don't know those rules, that's where you start seeing what's it called, some syntax errors and some errors in your program. And those errors, believe me, they are not funny. Okay, if you've seen a couple of them, you know that they're not funny. And if you see a couple of them, you now make them your friends, because once you see the error, you know that, oh, this guy is telling me that I'm doing something wrong, which means he's a good friend. I have to look for where I'm making that error and try to correct the error. It always points out to where you're making your errors. Okay, at least. So the next thing we are going to look at are the rules for naming variables. Now, the rules for naming variables, we have so many of them, about 5. These are the most common ones you see. The first rule of naming variable is that a variable name cannot start with a number. So just take note of them. We are going to see examples on them in the next video. But variable names cannot start with a number. Take notes. You can have it jotted down, just jot them down. Number 2, we say variable names cannot contain special characters except the underscore. So the underscore is this very guy you have here, this guy in this bracket. That's what you call the underscore. Apart from this guy in this bracket, which you can use within a variable name, nothing else can be used within a variable name. No other special character can be used, like your semicolon, your dots, your opening bracket, your close bracket, your hyphen sign. All those symbols, all those special characters cannot be used. So your variable name can contain only numbers, variables, and then the underscore. And each containing numbers doesn't mean it can start with a number. It must start with an alphabet. And one thing you need to notice that FORTRAN is not case sensitive, so you use capital letter, small letter, they are all the same thing in FORTRAN. So the third rule we have here is that variable name cannot be a FORTRAN reserved word. We have a lot of reserved words in FORTRAN. As you proceed, you're going to see those reserved words, and one of them is the keyword program is a reserved word, implicit is a reserved word, none is a reserved word, and is a reserved word. Okay, we have a whole lot of reserved words in FORTRAN, but these are not things I will start telling you. You can say, what, I should list down all the reserved words. No, I won't do that. It's when you start writing programs in FORTRAN and then you say, hey, this thing is a reserved word, so I shouldn't use it as a variable name. Now, one other thing you have to notice is variable names are also called identifiers generally. That's the general name you call them, identifiers. Variable names are not only the identifiers, are not the only identifiers we have. We have other kinds of identifiers, but they are the most common identifiers you see in every programming language. Okay, so that's it for that one. So the fourth rule we have is that variable name can be at most 31 characters long in FORTRAN. Okay, at most 31 characters long. Anything more than 31 characters, it's not going to be a valid variable name in FORTRAN. So I wonder you having something that is more than 31 characters long as a variable name. Okay, so when you're naming variable, use something that is nice. It should be descriptive enough. A, B, they are not descriptive enough, though we use them a lot. Well, okay, so if I want to enter the age of somebody, I should say age. I should say, okay, old age, new age, something like that, not to be using X and Y for them, even if in mathematics you do that a lot. Okay, that's the fourth rule. Then the fifth rule, which is the final rule I'm going to take here, is that variable names can start so that starts with letters from I to N are by default integer variable names, else they are real. So what I mean is, you just look at your variable name. If it starts with anything between I and N, you should take it as an integer variable. That means it can only hold integer values. But if it starts with anything other than these letters I to N, then it should be able to hold real values. Make sure it's values with decimal part are real, values without decimal part are integers. Okay, so this is just what this video is all about. In the next video, we are going to look at the demo on it. We are going to open our FORTRAN IDE. Okay, we are going to open our FORTRAN IDE and then start typing to see what we actually mean, to make sense of these 5 rules I have here, and apart from these 5 rules, to also make sense of what we have in this slide. So we'll make sense of all of this in the next video. Okay, so that's guys for this video. And I've not mentioned, please, if you've not subscribed to my channel, please do well to subscribe to the channel. It's a new channel, it's a young channel, okay, but we have a lot of content there, a whole lot of content, not just on FORTRAN. If you're interested in any other programming language, right now I have on this FORTRAN language, since most of you are requesting for it because it is part of your course syllabus for this term or this semester. But I also have videos on the Python programming language. I have from beginners level to intermediate and the rest of that. And I'm coming up with more videos. I have videos also on mathematics. If you want to get grounded in mathematics, I have videos on that. Okay, all a whole lot of other topics. But I'll be having a video on web development very soon. I have a whole lot of playlists I'm trying to work on simultaneously. Once I'm done with 1 or 2 of those playlists, I'll go into web development. So subscribe to the channel, get updated whenever I have new videos coming up. Click on the bell icon. That is what's going to tell you when I have new videos coming up. Okay, so I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.